Hello and welcome. I'm Ramesh Ramachandran and this is Express News. President Draupadi Murmu flew in a Rafale jet at the Indian Air Force station in Haryana's Ambala. This is a second combat sortie after flying the Sukhoi 30 MKI at Assam's Tezpur in 2023. President Murmu received a Guard of Honor before her Rafale sortie. Rafale jets were inducted in September 2020. They played a pivotal role in Operation Sindoor post the Pahalgam terror attack. Vice President C.P. Radhakrishnan chaired a felicitation ceremony in Tirupur, Tamil Nadu during his three-day visit. Prime Minister Narendra Modi launched key initiatives for the shipping and shipbuilding sectors on Wednesday at the Maritime Leaders Conclave in Mumbai on Wednesday. Over 600 MOUs worth 10 lakh crore rupees were signed. The Prime Minister hailed India Maritime Week as a global event. He said that centuries-old colonial shipping laws have been replaced with next-generation, modern, futuristic laws suited for the 21st century. He further spoke about the rapid strides made by India in the shipping industry and the exponential growth in the number of seafarers, which has risen to over 3 lakh today. The Prime Minister congratulated Japan's new Prime Minister Takaichi Sanai in a warm call on Wednesday and discussed advancing India-Japan special strategic partnership, focusing on economic security, defense cooperation and talent mobility. Cyprus's Foreign Minister Konstantinos Kombos arrived in New Delhi on Wednesday on his first official visit to India. The minister will review India-Cyprus action plan and will meet External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar on Thursday. The 23rd India-China Corps Commander level meeting was held on 25th October at the Chushul-Moldo border meeting point. The talks highlighted border peace progress and mechanisms for stability. The Indian Coast Guard evacuated critically injured Iranian fishermen from Dhow al-Owais in the Arabian Sea after Chabahar alert. The ICG ship Sachet provided telemedical aid, stabilizing patient amid engine failure. The Indian Navy's INS Sahyadri hosted Japanese school children in Yokosuka, fostering cultural ties and showcasing India's maritime heritage and indigenous capabilities. The Indian Air Force will host Sekhon IAF Marathon 2025 on November 2nd from Delhi's JLN Stadium and 6 test stations nationwide. The marathon tributes IAF's Nirmaljit Singh Sekhon, who fought against all odds in the 1971 India-Pakistan War, and is themed Run with Pride, Soar with Spirit. The Indian Army is set to host Young Leaders Forum on 31st October, Rashtriya Ekta Divas, on the theme of Veer Yuva, empowering youth for national security. The forum further strengthens the vision of Viksit Bharat 2047. Minister Piyush Goyal called for nationwide Run for Unity participation on Rashtriya Ekta Divas, marking Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel's 150th birth anniversary. Posting a video on X, he urged all to strengthen resolve for national unity and resilience. Commerce and Industry Minister Piyush Goyal has concluded his visit to Brussels, describing it as filled with intense but very productive engagements with Maroš Šefčovič, the EU Commissioner for Trade and Economic Security, on advancing a comprehensive India-EU free trade agreement. Minister Goyal said that the talks have significantly reduced outstanding issues and created a framework that can deliver a win-win outcome for both German and Indian economies. Commending the negotiating teams for their efforts, Minister Goyal said he looks forward to welcoming Šefčovič and the EU team again to work towards concluding the dialogue. The Commerce Minister's Brussels visit pushes India-EU FTA talks forward, narrowing gaps and advancing a balanced trade pact that's focused on market access, innovation, investment and shared economic growth. At a Durban dinner, Giovanni Naidu and Caroline Govinda performed soulful Tamil and Hindi songs and showcased India-South Africa cultural bonds. Culture and Tourism Minister Gajendra Singh Shekhawat hailed music's power to unite hearts, embodying Bharatiyata across borders. Minister Shekhawat is in South Africa's Zimbabwe for the 4th G20 Cultural Working Group meeting under South Africa's presidency. The minister is championing India's push for culture as a global bridge which aims to preserve heritage and boost creativity. India is surged to become the 4th largest renewable energy producer globally with 257 gigawatts capacity, a threefold leap from 81 GW in 2014, as announced on Wednesday by India's Minister Prahlad Joshi. Eco-clubs under Prime Minister Modi's Mission Life have launched an e-waste awareness campaign across 4 states, 1 union territory via Special Campaign 5.0. Over 70,000 students from 721 schools will be joining 59 workshops on hazards and responsible disposal. Taking to X, the Prime Minister highlighted how the GST relief has ignited India's car upgrade surge, with 80% buyers trading up to premium models, brands or add-ons amid festive rebound. The Indian equity indices ended strongly. Nifty surged above 26,000, closing at 26,045, up 109 points, while Sensex closed at 84,965, up 337 points. The Indian rupee is at 88.29 against the US dollar on Wednesday, down 10 paise on Wednesday. Oil prices are steady amid sanctions, while WTI holds near $60 per barrel. Brent is above $64 per barrel after 2% dip on Tuesday. Gold prices rebounded on Wednesday, hitting $4,017.2 per ounce amid easing US-China trade fears, up from Tuesday's low after 10% weekly crash below $4,000. Silver prices rose to $47.05 per ounce on Wednesday, up 0.48% from prior close amid US-China trade easing. Global stocks hit record highs as US Fed signaled rate cuts on Wednesday, with China's stimulus boosting the sentiment. S&P 500 was up 0.5%, Europe's stock 600 rose 0.8%, while Asia Pacific gained 1.2%. Nvidia surges to become the world's first $5 trillion public company, closing at $4.89 trillion after 5% stock rally to $201.03. US President Trump on Wednesday said that nothing would jeopardize the Gaza ceasefire. He also said that Israel should hit back if its soldiers are killed. Trump's statement came after Israeli planes launched strikes in Gaza on Tuesday. This is the latest test of the peace deal brokered by President Trump. A statement from Israel said Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu ordered powerful strikes on Gaza. Defense Minister Israel Katz accused Hamas of carrying out an attack against Israeli forces in an area of the enclave that is under Israeli control. The issue flared up when Prime Minister Netanyahu said that Hamas had violated the ceasefire by turning over some wrong remains in a process of returning the bodies of hostages to Israel. Israeli forensics said that the remains handed over on Monday belonged to Ofer Sarfati, an Israeli killed during Hamas's 7th October 2023 attacks. US President Trump is in South Korea for the last leg of his Asia tour, with high-stakes meetings expected with Chinese President Xi Jinping and South Korea's Lee Jae-myung. Trump delivered a keynote speech at the APEC CEO's luncheon. He will participate in a U.S. APEC leaders' working dinner as well. The U.S. president pressed allies such as South Korea to pay more for defense, and South Korea has sought reforms to U.S. immigration laws to allow for more workers to build factories after a raid at a Hyundai facility in the U.S. North Korea test-launched sea-to-surface cruise missiles off its western coast before President Trump began his visit to South Korea. According to the Korean Central News Agency, the missiles fired vertically from the Yellow Sea flew for more than 2 hours. The tests were overseen not by its Supreme Leader Kim Jong-un, but by a senior military official. China has said that its President Xi Jinping and US President Trump will have in-depth talks on major issues on Thursday. President Trump said that he expects their first face-to-face meeting of his second term to result in the US lowering tariffs imposed on China in relation to fentanyl. Colombia's President Gustavo Petro has accused the US of using its military campaign against drug trafficking as a pretext for invasion. Speaking during a visit to Saudi Arabia, President Petro criticized US attacks on vessels allegedly transporting cocaine, saying that recent strikes aimed at seizing control of Latin American oil. The remarks came as U.S. Secretary of War Pete Hegseth announced that a series of strikes against suspected drug vessels in the Eastern Pacific killed 14 alleged traffickers and left 1 survivor. U.S. space agency NASA's X-59 supersonic jet completed its first test flight on Tuesday, marking a major milestone in aviation. The experimental X-59 aircraft developed with Lockheed Martin aims to break the sound barrier quietly, reducing the traditional sonic boom into a soft sonic thump. Russia said on Wednesday that Ukraine sent drones towards Moscow for the 3rd consecutive night. The attack targeted several regions, disrupting air traffic throughout the country and threatening an industrial plant in southern region. Meanwhile, Ukraine said on Wednesday that Russian overnight attacks caused significant damage to an energy facility in Ukraine's Odessa region. Around 26,900 remain without power as of this morning. Russia's Defense Minister Andrei Belousov has held talks in Moscow with his Syrian counterpart Morhaf Abu Qasra. During the negotiations, the sides discussed the practical implementation of promising areas of bilateral cooperation. Time for a short break. Keep watching DD India.
This week on Defense Dynamics, India's aerospace ambitions soar higher as we decode the HTT-40 trainer aircraft. A closer look at the military combat parachute system, India's breakthrough in airborne innovation. We analyze the armed UAV Archer NG, a major stride in indigenous drone warfare, plus a strategic perspective on the Pak-Afghan conflict and its regional fallout. Catch the sharpest analysis of power, posture and technology this Wednesday at 8 p.m. IST only on DD India.
Welcome back. You're watching Express News. Cyclone Montha made landfall near Narsapuram between Machilipatnam and Kakinada of Andhra Pradesh before weakening into a cyclonic storm. Heavy rains and strong winds are likely in several coastal districts of Andhra Pradesh as Cyclone Montha weakens further. The national capital Delhi carried out 2 rounds of cloud seeding as part of efforts to improve air quality. Experts say the initiative marks a first-of-its-kind scientific step to tackle pollution. Light rainfall of 0.1 to 0.2 millimeters was recorded near the Delhi-Noida border post-cloud seeding, showing early signs of improved air quality. The India Meteorological Department has issued a red alert for Telangana, warning of heavy rainfall, thunderstorms and lightning in several parts of the state. Hurricane Melissa made landfall in Cuba's southern coast with 120 miles per hour winds, weakening to Category 3. Heavy rain and 12-foot storm surges are predicted further. After battering Jamaica as a Category 5 storm, Hurricane Melissa hit eastern Cuba and is now heading towards the Bahamas and Bermuda, bringing strong winds and heavy rainfall. Record rainfalls have triggered devastating floods in central Vietnam, killing at least 9 people and leaving 5 others missing. The Vietnam Government Disaster Agency reported that more than 100,000 homes have been inundated across Hue and Hoi An. Rescue operations are underway. The Weather Department has warned that heavy rainfall will continue over the next 2 days, with some regions expected to receive over 400 millimeters of rain by Thursday. In Mongolia, under the Food Supply and Security Movement, Jur-Ur LLC has opened a 10,000 square meters automated bakery, which is boosting production, jobs and adding a sweet rise to the nation's food industry. Mongolia's first self-service sewing shop has opened, offering affordable, fully equipped facilities and expert guidance for people to sew, repair or create garments independently. The Baltra Island in Ecuador's Galapagos archipelago is home to unique plants, birds and reptiles, making it an ecologically important part of the region. In Perth, traditional owners are rebuilding the 47,000-year-old Jukan Gorge rock shelter destroyed in 2020. The project aims to restore its cultural heritage with help from archaeologists and global experts. In Turkey's Niğde, an idle 45-decade plot was transformed into lavender fields with 35,000 seedlings, led by an entrepreneur in Hançerli village. The project turns unproductive soil into income for farmers through essential oil production. World Stroke Day is observed every year on 29th October to raise awareness about brain health. The theme this year is Every Minute Counts. The day reminds people to act fast and seek medical help as the first sign of a stroke. Managing blood pressure, diabetes and maintaining a healthy lifestyle can greatly reduce the risk. Archaeologists in southern Spain unearthed a 4,500-year-old intact burial chamber at La Lentuhala near Tiba, one of the largest, best-preserved tombs on the Iberian Peninsula. In Israel, a drone captured breathtaking images of thousands of birds near the water. Take a look. Unified toilet cleaning tablet detecting early kidney disease via urinary albumin is shortlisted for James Dyson Award Global Top 20. It releases a reagent when flushed. Kaziranga National Park in Assam held a week-long K9 workshop to boost wildlife crime investigation. The training focused on enhancing forest dog handler skills for more scientific and effective operations. In Mangaluru, music teacher Ruben Jason Machado set a world record for the longest back float swim while playing flute at St. Aloysius University, recognized by Golden Book of World Records. APIDA enabled first ever air shipment of GI-tagged Indi lime from Karnataka and Pulyankudi lime from Tamil Nadu to the UK, boosting exports and empowering farmers. Kevadia in Gujarat hosted full dress rehearsal parade at Statue of Unity for National Unity Day, honoring Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, India's Iron Man, who unified the country. In Chennai, devotees celebrated Lord Murugan's Tirukalyanam at Vadapalani Temple. Annadhanam served over 2,000 people, embodying service and devotion. In entertainment news, Korean superstar Don Lee, known for Train to Busan and Eternals, is set to make his Indian film debut as the villain in Sandeep Reddy Vanga's upcoming movie Spirit, starring Prabhas. K-pop group 17 teams up with the Smurfs, the iconic blue cartoon characters from Belgium, for a new project starting with a special God of Music video featuring them. US director Dan Trachtenberg returns to the Predator franchise with Predator Badlands, set to release worldwide on the 7th of November. Indian actor Manoj Bajpayee has announced the release date of The Family Man 3 in a musical video, confirming the show's much-awaited return on 21st November. Harshvardhan Rane's Ek Deewane Ki Divaniyat continues a strong box office run, now close to the 50 crore rupee milestone. Ayushmann Khurrana and Rashmika Mandana's Thamma has crossed the 100 crore rupee collection mark in India, collecting 5.5 crore rupees on Tuesday. The 31st Kolkata International Film Festival will kick off on November 6, featuring 215 films from 39 countries across 21 theatres. Indian director and screenwriter Satyajit Ray's Aronyer Din Ratri, digitally restored in 4K, will be screened at Kolkata cinemas on November 7 after its successful showcase at the Cannes Film Festival. Indian actors Adishi Shesh and Mrunal Thakur star Dacoit Ek Prem Katha will hit theatres worldwide on 19th March. Bollywood actor Farhan Akhtar's war drama 120 Bahadur has begun promotions with a grand event in Lucknow. The film releases on 21st November. The makers of Mahakali will unveil the lead character's first look on 30th October. The film is directed by Pooja Kolluru and created by Prashant Varma. The trailer of Marathi film Abhang Tukaram, directed by Dikpal Lanjekar, is out, starring Yogesh Soman and Samir Dharmadikari. The film hits theatres on 7th November. English singer and songwriter Callum Scott is all set to perform live in Gurugram at the Huda Gymkhana on 23rd January. The trailer of Indian war drama Ikkis, based on the life of Second Lieutenant Arun Khetarpal, unveiled. The film stars Dharmendra, Agastyananda and Jaideep Elawat, releasing in December. Indian actors Darshil Safari and Rajeshwari Sachdev join Maharani 4, led by Huma Qureshi. The new season premieres on 7th November. Former Indian skipper Rohit Sharma scripts history by becoming the oldest Indian cricket team player to claim the top spot in the ICC ODI batting rankings. The series opening T20 match between India and Australia was washed out on Wednesday after persistent rain restricted play to less than 10 overs. All-rounder Nitish Kumar Reddy ruled out of the first 3 T20s due to a left quadriceps strain sustained during the ODI series. Recovery still in progress. England skipper Nat Sciver-Brunt wins toss and elects to field against South Africa in the ICC Women's World Cup 2025 semi-final. India set to face Australia in the second semi-final of the ICC Women's Cricket World Cup on Thursday in Navi Mumbai. Boxing Federation of India announces a strong 20-member Indian squad for the World Boxing Cup Finals 2025 to be hosted in Greater Noida from 14th to 21st November. 6 Indian boxers advanced to finals at the Asian Youth Games, ensuring medals for the nation with dominant performances. Anand Deshmukh enters the boxing semi-finals at the Asian Youth Games, assuring India of a bronze medal. India's 15-year-old Khushi Chand enters the 46 kg gold medal bout after defeating Mongolia's Altanzun Altangdas 5-0 to face China's Chen Fang Yu in the final. And rising squash star Anahat Singh stuns world number 7 and defending champion Tin Gillis in straight games to reach the Canadian Open semi-finals. And with that, it's a wrap. Thanks for watching. Bye.